always have. You shoot your show, you 22 minute, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, whatever it is, and then you come in and you scrape through it and you find the best sound bites, right? That's always been the way it's done. All the high end production outfits have always done that, but now is trying to do it. And so I would do exactly that. And whether it's something, an automated process like TubeBuddy, or whether it's hiring a virtual assistant or a virtual editor that can be in the Philippines or whatever, or anywhere in the world, because all of this is so fully remote now that you don't have to spend a significant amount of money to do it, and you can come out of a 30-minute program that goes on your podcast and goes on your main YouTube channel as like your main thing, but then now you have all of these 15, 30, 60, 90-second clips. I mean, we've all seen that with commercials for years, right? Where you produce a 60-second spot, but out of that you have multiple endings. You get a 30-second, and then you get a 15-second, and then you get also the 5-second bumper that is right before they go back to the main program. The check this whatever piece of information is tonight at 11. Like, that's a bumper, right? TV people have been doing that for decades, right? So that's, I wouldn't do anything different, to be honest with you. I would just do like you suggest and try to automate as much as possible.
I like to think about it like a first date. I mean, if you're wanting to really entice this person, then you're going to put your best foot forward. You're going to be short and sweet and happy. If you're trying to scare them away, then you're going to show them all your red flags really quickly in a short and sweet version of it. It's just putting out there what you want. If you're wanting to gain attention and awareness, show them your red flags. If you're wanting to draw them in because you want to work with them, then flirt a little. I mean, but do it in a small, incremental size where they're not bored to death or moving on to the next piece.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Because I'm on a second date.
I think another thing that you can do to kind of save money when you're looking to be a smaller entrepreneur is the website all the way through your email service, all the way through your landing pages. It goes on and on. And your courses that you may want to develop and hold. I for about 5 years, because with this big business, I'm able to say, oh, I need this, I need that, and every piece of the company has an expert in that area, and you could get it done. With a small business, it's like crazyville. There's my notes, which I didn't use. Okay, I'll leave them there on the floor. So, point is that it, there are places out there. Kajabi, for instance, is one I finally went to when I had a website over here, and I went through, I think, 3 or 4 email services, and you can get kind of everything in one. And I think as a small entrepreneur, if you can make everything into one area where you don't have to have piecemeal of everything, that's a lot easier. So that's the bite size way of doing it for the small person.
No, 100%, 100% agree. I think there's a lot of good numbers out there. We're talking about bite size, but I'll just throw this out anecdotally. That there's a lot of good numbers out there that suggest the amount of eyes and views and then retention you get from doing regular live streams is high. I won't go through all the numbers here now, but I do a lot of live streams for clients and things like that. And if you can get, I mean, it's gonna, like anything, a podcast or anything. The first 3 or 4 times you do it, it's gonna be 4 people, right? It's gonna be like your mom and people that you care about you or know about you or whatever. But then eventually you end up getting a critical mass of that, and you draw a lot of numbers, and then out of that, the beautiful thing about that, whether it's YouTube or whether you're using a multicast service like Streamshark or something like that, where they're recording all of that on their server, and then you can just then grab that, edit it up, or repush it, save it as a file, and then you can stream from a file. What we used to call a live to tape in TV years ago. Now people like to call it simulated live, which is just a buzzword. It's not a real thing, right? But you do that, and then again, you have that full length recording that you can do what Nan is suggesting, and then pull all of those moments from that. And if you have an hour recording, you might be able to live on that in a bite-sized sense for a month, maybe more.
But one of the best things about lives is that's the easiest way to tell your story. I
100%.
mean, they get to see you or your business, real life, real personality, real brand, and it creates a relationship, one that you don't have over a screen where people are wondering if you're authentic. Lives really nail that down, but you can also take your live and break it down into smaller bits, like Vincent
100%.
said, which is wonderful.
And I think it's kind of scary a little bit. I mean, I was a little scared about that, and I still am about LinkedIn Live. I need to just do it. And I think to myself, What's the matter with you? Why are you hesitant about this in any way, shape, or form? I've probably trained, I would say, presented before and trained about 50,000 people over my lifetime of speaking. So I'm very comfortable up here. But when I think about doing it on LinkedIn Live, I think, oh, I'll probably screw up. What am I going to do? What if I say, what if I forget what I'm saying? Like my nose falling to the floor. What if I forget what I'm saying in the middle? What am I going to do? Uh, one of the things I found that is helpful. Now, this is sounds a little weird, but you can do it. If you have two monitors, so you have a monitor, big monitor back here, you've got your computer monitor right here. You can put your script or your notes on one monitor and Zoom, for instance, which would be through the LinkedIn
Sure.
Live, on another monitor. And so you've got everything right there. You don't need to worry about what you're going to forget because you can flip over, alt tab over on your computer, and they're they won't see the screen that you're looking at with your notes. All they're seeing is you talking over here, and just don't get anal about seeing yourself over here and look at your notes, and bam, you can get right through it and not have to worry about what am I going to do if I forget.
Pro tip, just turn off self view. Like just turn it off. Like every last one of us has been in a meeting on Zoom and you're talking to them and you just see them staring at themselves the whole time. It's like, how narcissistic are you, my friend? Like just turn it off, right? I support conferences and big meetings with high level executives all the time and have done for years. And invariably, you just got to turn the damn thing off because people are just going to stare at themselves. And then you're doing a live stream, and all you're doing is looking at, oh, wow, I can fix my hair or like whatever, and that's not engaging. And that's one of those first date red flags, right?
Mhm.
Talking way too much about yourself. I don't care about what you actually think, like what have you. Can we get to the can we get to through dinner, please? Right. And so, pro tip: turn off self view. Second pro tip with that is Nan made a great suggestion. Slightly easier way to do that: teleprompter. And now, when I started, teleprompters cost thousands and thousands of dollars, and the high end ones still do, right? But there's so many things you can do off of Amazon or whatever that are a couple $100, and you just stick your camera behind it, and it'll prompt. There's software you can get that'll prompt right off your phone or your iPad, and it's easy. And then you don't have to worry about where are my notes on the floor. You don't have to. It's all of your stuff is right there with you, and you're looking because it's a prompter. You're looking in the camera 100% of the time.
Oh, let's talk about cameras for just a second.
I would love to.
So let's say we got these two screens, and we got our computer here and back here, and we got our bigger screen over here, bigger monitor over here. And where do you put your camera? Now, if you're going to use your camera from your computer, the problem is they are going to be looking up your nose. Now, I don't know about you, but that is not a pretty view on me. So you really don't want that. How do I then do it? Think about something like a Logitech camera, which has your microphone built right into it that you can clip on top of the bigger monitor that is higher behind it, behind your one right in front. And that's the camera that you should use, because if you can get that camera at least up, and you should have about this much space on top of your head as in the view, and then use your camera that's up rather than down. Definitely a better view, I will guarantee you.
Go ahead, Jen, okay.
I'll add one more tip to that because you're talking a lot about how to do it. Perfection doesn't exist. I think we need to stop trying to achieve it. You're not going to get the perfect angle, the perfect speech. Uh, The goal to drive perfection kills creativity, and consumers thrive off creativity.